I was dancing to my music.
Oh, I know. I was vibing.
It was pretty good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hello. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to start by congratulating my co-host over there on hitting 10K subs yesterday, which is amazing.
Congrats. That's huge milestone.
Congrats, Julian. And I have with me two guys that have both been on the show before. I have Ben underneath me, and then I have Josh Carey Tornado with us. Do you guys want to introduce yourself? You want to go big?
I don't care. I can introduce myself. Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to make you big,
Blow
and then
me
I'll
up.
make Josh big. Blow you up. Here you go.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys. What's up? I'm Ben, a.k.a. Ready, Set, Resell. You can find me here on YouTube as well as Instagram. I go thrifting, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets. Check me out.
All right, Josh.
What is up, you guys? My name is Josh, also known as Harry Tornado, and I'm excited to be here. We do, my wife Haley and I do thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, mainly flea markets lately. They just keep getting better and better, it seems. So if you are interested in content like that, and for some reason you don't know who I am, check out the channel.
I have a question. Do people go to South Carolina as snowbirds, or are you still too far north?
I mean, we certainly don't have winter weather. I think it's been like 4 years since our last snowfall, at least significant snowfall where it like sticks to the ground. But I don't think it's a retirement place, at least not here. Maybe down in like Hilton Head. Hilton Head's like a very older population.
Because our flea markets blow up in the winter because of snowbirds. That's why I was asking. So our flea markets kind of are horrible in the summer, and then in the winter, like all the snowbirds come and bring all their stuff. And then we have tons of
I don't know. This is our first year. Like we've only been going for 4 months or so. So I don't really know how it works entirely, but it seems to be getting just better and better every time. I don't understand.
Yeah, ours is like, I need to go. Last time I went, it was raining, but I need to go when it's not raining. Ben's still dancing.
Your theme song's like repeating in my head.
Na. Thank you, Epidemic Sound. I finally like bit the bullet and paid for some music I could use.
too.
Duncan wants to know, he said his best-selling items is penny red stamps on envelopes from the 1800s. He does a lot of ephemera. What are some of your best-selling type of items?
I've never done stamps, but I mean, I sell a lot of clothing and electronics. Electronics always go fast, and I'm starting to get into antiques and glassware. Look at that.
Look at Ben.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it does.
For us, I went to a garage sale a couple weeks ago and they had a bunch of stamps there, but I had no idea what I was looking at. So I just didn't really even bother with it. I mean, it's kind of boring, like same as Ben, electronics. We sell a lot of shoes, golf clubs. Golf clubs are probably our biggest thing because that's what I'm most comfortable with. So I can just look at it. That's like the one category of thing that I'm like, for sure, I know what that's worth within like $10 or so. So golf clubs are a big thing, but we'll sell anything. I mean, anything that I can get for cheap and flip it for a little bit of profit, I'll do it. As long as it's not antiques or glassware.
I would sell probably golf clubs and fishing gear are one of my biggest sellers. And I'm not too big on glassware either. I think I picked up
you
one
sell
piece.
teacups.
I'm inspired over here. Come on.
I did sell a teacup and a teapot one time.
Look at you.
So that's
and
not
I
bad.
sell golf clubs, so
there you go.
We're learning. I have been selling a lot of vintage like kitchen stuff because I did my buyout and it was an older couple and a lot of like vintage mixers and stuff like that. Today I sold a $100 Michael Kors watch that I got for like $10. So that was a nice $100 sale.
Nice.
I'm all over the place though as far as what I'm selling. I'm hoping soon. I said this other day, I bought not a bunch. I bought like 7 Tiffany ornaments that should sell for over $1,000 each. So I'm waiting for those to get here. Yeah. I'm super excited. They're really rare. So some haven't been available since like 2018 and sold for over $1,000. And it's Christmas time.
Huh? Was that a shop Goodwill purchase?
No, it was an online high bid, and it was legit rough. It was a fight. Like one, I think I paid like $360, so I had to pay up. But I mean, there was a big sold history on WorthPoint for like over $1,000. So I mean, I'm okay paying $360 to make $1,300. I'm all right with that.
Man, I need that kind of money. $1,000 ornament money.
That's what I'm trying to do is find the stuff. Aubrey, do you see my hair? Look, do you see the tinsel? There's tinsel in it. There's tinsel in my hair. It's Christmas hair. Thanksgiving is next week.
Next time I see you in person, you can dye my hair.
Okay, what color?
Oh,
Any
I don't
color?
care. It's been every color of the rainbow.
It's
when I was
dark.
younger.
That's not fun. I'd have to
you can bleach it. I don't care.
Okay.
Then definitely
you know I like driving, so don't like okay. I'm going this weekend to Mount Dora, Florida, which is 2 hours south of me, to a big there's 1,100 vendors, and then there's a big flea market right next door. So I got an Airbnb, so I don't have to drive back and forth, and I'm staying by there, and that should be fun. I'm trying to look for questions. If you have a question, put question before your question.
I saw one from Edelin.
You see it? Where's Haley?
She's on the couch, just watching TV, hanging out. She's worked hard today. I gave her the evening off.
What a nice boss.
So nice. Questions and greetings from Minnesota. When you are selling a vintage item, where do you put vintage in the title, or do you leave it out? And love your new hair. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Ben, do you put vintage in the title?
I'm reading right now.
I read it to you.
I know. I was just making sure I understood it. Chill. No, I put vintage in the title. If it is actually vintage, I'll put vintage in the title, abbreviate VTG. It'll still pull up all the same search results as if you put, the full word vintage in there. But yeah, I include it.
I probably should abbreviate it more. I know that it would work if it's abbreviated, but I kind of like if I need to abbreviate it, I will. But usually I just use it to fill up more characters. And we don't really sell, I guess, a lot of vintage things. I guess a lot of people don't really know what's vintage. 2001, that's not vintage. I'm like, technically it is.
It is. It is.
20 years ago.
I'm vintage.
I think
I always put it all over that listing. I'm like vintage, VTG, it's front, back. It's as if I'm running out of characters or I don't have enough, that thing's repeated multiple times. Look at me. I'm 20 years old. Buy me.
I use it, and it's the first word in my title. If it is vintage, it is the first word. And I'm like Josh, I leave it spelled out unless I need those letters. If I need those letters for something else, then it goes to VTG. Otherwise, I spell it out.
Yep.
Dee has a question for you, Ben.
I already answered in the chat.
Am I saying that wrong?
I found a pair in my video today. I put out a video today, and I found a pair of Vape Pants actually right here.
Vape.
These guys
I
right
saw
here.
that. $150, right?
Yeah, $150 pants. Unfortunately, thanks to some experts there in my chat and everything, I think the tag is a little off. Apparently, the M down here, where is it? Down here is supposed to be a little more extended than what it is, and it doesn't have the gold label on the inside. But I'm gonna keep them because who doesn't want to rock some shark crotch pants? I mean, I gotta wear those. I mean, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. I don't know the answer to this question. I don't know if anybody else does. She wants to know how she uses I'm assuming a regular camera. If you mean your phone, Google Lens, but I don't know what the regular is. There an app on the computer that works like Google Lens?
I don't think there is an app that'll tell you the value. Google Lens just identifies the object based on the image itself. I'm sure
but
if you
it pulls
use the
up
Google
eBay listings a lot
yeah,
of times.
that'll be one of the searches probably. But I don't know. Somebody should make an app that you could just take a picture of something and it tells you the value. That would be awesome.
That would take so much time.
So if you're a programmer,
a reverse photograph search, which you type in reverse photograph and then you'll upload it and then it'll tell you what, but it's kind of a pain. You have to already have a photograph, and it's only going to. So there is a way to do that, but it's kind of hard.
It's
I think instead of focusing on the camera, I would just learn how to confidently search for items on eBay and WorthPoint. Like there's so many
with
people
the
that
names with words. You can use descriptive words a lot of times and find stuff for sure.
Yeah, I think if you keep looking for a camera or an app or something like that, you could figure out how to use eBay comps more quicker than you could find an app like that.
Do you guys all pay for WorthPoint?
No,
I do.
Okay, I don't have WorthPoint either.
I have a link if you want to get it, Ben. It's in the description.
How much is it?
I pay $23.99. I have just like the lowest plan because I just use it to look up comps. Like those Tiffany ornaments I just bought, only 2 out of like 10 were on eBay like now or in the last 90 days. There were like none. So I had to go back and get like a 10-year history and see. Some of them were going down in value. See, like, are they going up in value or are they going down? But
yeah, I guess it makes sense for the stuff that you buy. A bunch of like the antique stuff that only sells once in a while. For us who do clothing and stuff, where we get
I use WorthPoint probably five times a day, if not more.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I use it a lot. Henos Techly, what are the best brands for clothes?
For clothing, it kind of depends on what you like to sell. I mean, you can go brands by like high-end designer luxury brands are great sellers. I don't personally do them because there's a lot of counterfeits out there, and I ain't chancing my eBay account on counterfeit stuff. I do a lot of like bread and butter clothing, you know, like I do a bunch of men's clothing, so I'm looking for North Face, Patagonia, a bunch of outdoor brands like that, Woolrich flannels. Right now I'm picking up a lot of jackets. There's a ton of brands you can go with. It just all depends on what direction you want to take your store and what interests you.
Yeah. I agree. If you're trying to go after items, even outside of the clothing category, that you're just going after for the money and you don't have like a good, at least base knowledge of that thing, it's probably going to be a waste of your time. Like if I hear that stamps, these stamps are worth money. If I spend all my time at the flea market just looking for stamps, I'd be leaving so much other value on the table from golf clubs and clothing and shoes, things that I'm familiar with. So first things first, make sure you at least have a basic understanding of the category and the brands that you're looking for. I mean, there's like good bread and butter brands, like Ben said, you know, North Face and all those. But you could probably, like, sometimes I'll go to eBay and just search men's dress shirt and then turn on the search results to show used and then filter the solds to show highest first. Mm-hmm. And that'll give you a pretty good idea. Like, oh, this brand I've never heard of, but this is a used dress shirt that sold for $400. And there's like 15 of them that have sold in the last week. So what is this? Make a mental note of that or write it down, like know to look for that shirt. I think that's a great way to learn new brands that are going to be selling fast, going to be selling for a lot of money.
Everything they said, and the only brand that I really have a big bolo out for is AFTGO shorts, fishing shorts. They are like the fastest selling shorts I've ever come across, and I find them down here quite a bit, but they usually sell $30-$40 within like 10 minutes.
How you spell that?
AFTCO, AFTGO, American Fishing Tackle Company Outfitters.
All right.
And I would say know what's in your area. Because like when I went up to Kentucky and Cincinnati, I found a bunch of hiking gear that I don't find in Florida. And like down here, the Hawaiian shirts I get for $1 all day long and they sell for 15 to 20. And I'm okay turning a buck into 15 to 20. So know what's in your area because like you West Coast people might have brands that like we're on the East Coast. We might not see like brand. Yeah. Matt, what's Matt's blanket? What's the name of it? I don't remember it because I never will ever find one. What's his blanket? The tiger.
The animal
you know
ones?
what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. It's the animal ones. They're kind of fuzzy.
Somebody will tell us in the chat. I guarantee you. Yeah, the animal ones.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
I do too. I never find them.
I didn't find that exact one, but I found a tiger one at the bins one time, and it was like some German brand. I think we sold that for like 60. Which is pretty good, but it wasn't
Peterlac?
No, San Marcos. San
Marcos, yeah. Like I found one San Marcos and it was like a plain one, which I'm sure would still sell, but not for what the animal ones do.
Yeah.
Treasure hunting granny. How do you give buyers multiple shipping options? You just click add shipping option. It should be right under your first shipping. I don't list on the computer though. I only do it from my phone. Does anybody list from the computer?
Yeah, I list from the computer. It's just a drop down.
Yeah. So I listed on my phone for a long time, like a year and a half. And then I made the switch to PC and it was it took me like 2 or 3 days to get used to it, and now it's like significantly faster. Like we take all of our
Really?
pictures on the camera. We'll do like 20 or 30 items on the camera, then put the SD card in the computer, and then list all those like 20 or 30 items. It's there's just more details. There's more, like, you can like manage your shipping policies, and it's way better.
That's interesting. I tried it once with a camera, but my camera was being a pain in the butt, and I like got ticked off at it and went back to my phone. Because like the camera wasn't taking good enough pictures. I like bought a good DSLR and it didn't do what I wanted. But I bought it off eBay, so maybe it was broke. What time am I planning to be at the antique flea market this weekend? I am planning to be there all weekend. I have an Airbnb from Friday to Sunday. And I know, hold on, I'm going to look at my phone because George the Antique Nomad will be there. I'm going to tell you his booth number. If you're really trying to find me, that's probably going to be your best bet. But I heard there were 1,100 vendors. Ooh, so that might, yeah. And there's a flea market and an antique show. Let's see. George is in booth 4,079 and 4,099. That sounds like a lot of booths. Wow. So those are George's booths, and I definitely will be hanging out with George some. But I'm going to be there probably all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's Florida, right?
It is. It is it's 2 hours south of me. I've never been, but George said he was going, so I took the weekend off, and yeah, I'm off for 5 days after Thursday. What inventory system do you use for shoes and other items you sell, and how do you track it?
Mine's pretty traditional. I have, if you guys have seen my channel, you've seen my room. I have a bunch of black shelves that go around the outside of my room. Each shelf is numbered 1 through 6, and then each shelf on each individual shelf tier on each shelf unit is 1, 2, 3, 4 going towards the floor. So if I have a hard good item that's on that, it just gets pulled straight from there. And then each of my bins are labeled A through Z, and then it starts over at AA, AB, AC. And then whenever I sell an item, whenever I list an item, I put the corresponding shelf or bin in the custom label field, and I'm able to pull it.
Yeah, ours is pretty much like everybody else's. We just have like metal shelves with plastic bins. One wall is the alphabet, and then the other wall, we were trying to be creative, but then we realized that it was just easier just to be simple. So we just did numbers on the other wall. So we have bins 1 through, I don't know, 20 or something right now. We do have 2 bins named after Drew Profit Monsters, because he's a good friend of mine, and Joey bought a bin, because that was the first one I thought of. I was like, one bin has to be named Joey bought a bin.
Yeah, I was talking to Joey earlier. Me and Joey talked for a while earlier today.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
a fun guy.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't overthink your system. Just, I mean, some people try to come up with like different things, and that's fine, but like, it's just a storage system. Nobody really cares as long as you understand it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna mirror that. Mine's like the I understand it, but probably nobody else will. It's more of the I can see it type of system. Yeah. I do a custom SKU on a lot of my golf clubs and stuff that's similar, and I lot things up that are similar. But I have been this week's been insane trying to organize a whole bunch of stuff. But I will say this: if you're going to do an organization system, start in the beginning.
Yes.
Like, don't go like a year, and then like what I'm doing, it's taking me a week to do different things. So when you start out, start with something and just go with that.
Yeah, and I have 3 different storage areas. So like the first one is single letters and then numbers. Like I have A1, A2, like for different shelves. And then the second one is double letters. So it's like AA and AA1, AA2. And I have clothing racks. So I'll put like clothing rack in the little shed or in the big shed and put where it's at. And then my jewelry and stuff, sometimes I'll number bags and put like where that bin is and have them numbered so I can find them easier.
Yeah, my action figures are numbered.
Yeah, like and then in here I started with Z. Brad said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't want to make triple letters. I'm like, I don't want triple letters in here. That's like too long." So I went backwards on the alphabet in the big shed because I'm starting to put listed stuff in here too. I think what Harley is asking, she's saying she gets boxes from the store, and I think she wants to know, like, if you use boxes do you cover up what's on those boxes? Like if there's a brand or something.
Nope, I've never had a problem with it. I just leave it be.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of different things that can't be on boxes. Like they can't have liquor advertisement, liquor or beer. I don't think you can send like motor oil boxes, which sucks because liquor and motor oil boxes are so sturdy. Like it's great. But I would avoid any type of box that has like, I don't know, like food or something in it. And, people could have some peanut allergy or something. I was on a flight the other day coming out from Vegas, and they had to take all the peanuts off the plane because somebody had a peanut allergy that was so severe that if somebody on the same plane as her opened a bag of peanuts, she would like have a reaction.
What?
So it gets people out there that have pretty severe allergies. So just no alcohol, no oil, no food. Anything else is probably good to go.
I always take off ones that have like battery, like if there was a battery was shipped in, like a lithium battery or something like that, because it has the battery thing on there, and I take that off because you gotta have a special thing to ship, just batteries. And I think that's about it. But they said and batteries.
Yeah, I just do the battery thing. I'll like put an extra Dymo label on top of the battery thing to cover it up so people don't think there's a battery in mine. Alex, I see you. You're way down there. Can I click it like this? No, that would be too convenient. I'm going to get one more question and then I'll get Alex joining my membership. Please talk about cross-posting services that sync your listings between platforms. Does anybody else use cross-posting, and what do you use?
I do not use cross-posting. I just don't trust people with my passwords to my sites.
Yeah. I used Hammock for a long time, for probably like 3 or 4 months. And it's not really a cross-posting service. It's more like a middleman VA service. So they just like hire VAs to like work your accounts, which is fine. They like actually list the items for you. But like Ben's saying, you have to give them your passwords and things like that. And when we went to Vegas for the reselling convention, we met the people that were in charge of List Perfectly, Amanda and Clara. And List Perfectly it's a more hands-on thing. You actually have to list the items yourself, but it's a website-based platform, and you don't have to give anybody your passwords. It works through Google Chrome. So basically, you list your items on List Perfectly, and then you can once they're in the List Perfectly catalog, you just push a button and like up pops all the platforms. And you just click whatever platform you have to list on. You click list, and then it opens up new Google Chrome tabs in all those platforms and automatically pulls in the photos, the item details, the descriptions, the shipping, pretty much everything. I mean, there are a few things.
SKU. They've upgraded since I started. Like I started using it over a year ago.
Nice.
It copies like your shipping weight. It copies your SKU. It will copy the color, the brand.
Yeah, there are a few things, especially with eBay, because like List Perfectly, it gives you options to fill in a lot of things. Especially there's like 3 different tiers. So we have the Pro plan, which is like, I think it's $69 a month.
That's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have.
But it's awesome. Like, and when you list it, when you list your items on your photos, they have the photo room built into it, so you can automatically remove the background of your main image. And then when you cross post it, it takes that image and posts it on there. So there's a lot that goes into it. And the bigger the tier, the more info it copies for you. So less you have to like manually
the $29.99 I think really only copies like your title. And
like description, maybe.
Description. It doesn't copy much. It doesn't copy much.
If you're going to do it, I would definitely go with at least the business plan.
Yeah, I agree.
Does it pull listings when it sells? Or do you have to manually?
You can hit end it on List Perfectly. I'm bad and start mine on eBay. I should start them on List Perfectly. Yeah. So I start mine on eBay and then I copy them out and then I have to go remove them. I think I could copy them from eBay into List Perfectly, but I don't know if then it would know they're on the other platforms because it wasn't in List Perfectly first.
So yeah, when you start List Perfectly, you can like transfer all of your eBay listings into List Perfectly. It takes a couple minutes because it's like pulling in all the photos and details and everything.
But will it already know if they're on the other platforms, Josh? Like
no,
if
this is if you only have items on eBay, or if you only have items on Poshmark, you can input all of your current listings to List Perfectly and then list them on other platforms from there. Ideally, you want to get into a flow where you're just listing stuff on List Perfectly and then pushing out to the platforms, because then when something sells, you just go to List Perfectly, find your item, hit mark sold, and it again opens up all those new Chrome tabs and automatically takes the items down for you. So we just go in once a day, like with all the stuff we sold that day, and just click end mark sold on everything, and it does everything for us. We have to close out the Google Chrome tabs because it opens like 70, with all the items.
It does, yeah, it opens a ton.
But it's awesome. We've only used it for like maybe a month, but I don't have any complaints. I mean, they're working with all these different platforms. So sometimes, like the first day we had it, like the Poshmark details weren't pulling in or something. Like, Poshmark just had an
they
update.
get it fixed really fast, though.
Yeah,
I think they had a fix out by the next day.
Yeah.
I
haven't used Vendu or any of the other services, but so far List Perfectly has been really, really good for us.
I use that too. Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what I use. But like Josh says, I made the mistake of I already had over 2,000 listings and they weren't like list perfectly based. So I'm having to manually go and pull my stuff down, which is kind of a pain in the butt. A royal pain in the butt. Okay, Alex, I'm coming to get you. Where are you at? Trying to find you. Kevin, I see you. There's Alex. All right. Alex joined my YouTube membership. I'm going to give him a dolphin. This music isn't as fun to dance to.
Welcome to the flipping family.
It is a dolphin. Hold on. There's a super chat too. You can have another dolphin. First Saturday's Thrift sent a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Are you ready for another dolphin? Okay.
Super chat.
You can dance.
He's being he loves dolphins. He's being silly. All right. Thank you both. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get back to where I was.
Real quick.
Go
Somebody
ahead,
had a List Perfectly question. I'm trying to see any questions that we could answer while we're talking about the same topic.
Yeah, that's what me and Julian were trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. But somebody just said, do you need accounts with other platforms also to list with List Perfectly? And yes, you would have to sign up for Poshmark. We have Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and eBay. You would have to sign up to sell with those things and save those passwords on Google Chrome. And then when List Perfectly works with a Google Chrome extension. So once you're logged in on Google Chrome with all those platforms, then that's how it opens up and Crosspost for you.
Yes. Do any of you know any resellers in Northern Virginia?
I don't think so.
I don't know where Northern Virginia is. I don't either. Dustin,
Kevin's in Virginia somewhere.
Yeah, Kevin's in Virginia somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at though.
Lori wants to know if any of us have added featured categories to your eBay store homepage. And if so, how did you do it?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
I have no idea.
I don't either. Sorry.
That's a 4 for 4.
We were no help
moving
there.
on.
I don't think people really look at your store very much. Like if they're looking for something, they're searching, they're finding it, and they're not I don't think people look at store home fronts very often.
I have my personal store categories I list stuff under just because it makes it easier for me to throw promotions in on just clothing and stuff. But other than that, I don't know what she's talking about. Because
you don't most people on eBay, if you have a YouTube channel, people may shop your store to bundle stuff. But most people on eBay are searching for an item. When I go to eBay and I buy an item, I'm not looking for other items from that seller to bundle. I just need that one thing. It's not Amazon. So I wouldn't worry about stuff like that.
Yes, I agree. Leroy would like to know, Josh, what is the most expensive thing that Haley has found so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. Obviously she's still pretty new. She found that pair of jeans, a Golde or something, AGOLDE or something. And those are really good. We paid $6 for those and they sold for $100 free shipping or something, which is pretty good compared to used jeans, especially for a brand that I had never heard of before.
Are they they're not the Adrian Goldschmied or whatever?
Adriana.
We have a pair of those listed, Adriana Goldschmied or whatever, but these are just a Golde, AGOLDE, Golde.
I've never heard of those. That's interesting.
Neither. They sold fast in 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
Nice.
Get it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
She was just going through and feeling stuff. She was feeling all the jeans. So oh, those feel nice.
How nice. I do that. I do that with clothing racks because you can feel quality. You can tell what's quality.
It's one of the main ways I list or look things up. If something feels real quality, I'll look up the brand name if I don't know it.
Yeah, for sure. Profit Picker wants to know, when we buy something, what is the minimum expected profit for you to list something?
So for mine, it's not necessarily the amount of profit, I guess I look at. I like for my minimum sale to be $20, and I'm trying to, at least double up on that. But my ASP right now, I think I'm trying to get it up higher and higher. It's between like 45 and 50, but the minimum like item that I purchase is at least $20. Otherwise, it's not worth my time.
Yeah. For me, I have what's called the P's of reselling. So the first thing to look at is the profit. Make sure the actual, is it like, oh, this is a really cool item. If it's selling for $5, it doesn't even matter if you get it for free. It's not worth your time. So I'd make sure it's at least worth something, and whatever that value is for you to be worth your time. Second one is going to be how much time it would take to prep the item. Like, does it need a lot of cleaning? Does it need some accessories? Is it going to be really hard to photograph or something like that? And then the third P is packaging. How much am I going to have to use a lot of bubble wrap, a big box? Is it going to be really annoying? So for instance, I went to the Goodwill bins a couple months ago, and we found a bunch of these narwhal wine bottle stoppers from the Elf movie. I think you got like 26 of them, and it was Goodwill bins, half off day. So they were probably less than 20 cents a piece. So it was one listing, 2 pictures, quantity of 26, and they were selling for $12.99 free shipping. We sold all of them, and I think I was making about $8, like $7.70 something on each one. So that was obviously worth it. So normally, an item $12 free shipping may not be worth it, but in that case, it was because it hit all 3 of those P's. So that's what I do.
It's a good strategy.
That's a good strategy. Yeah, I like to, when I'm in my brain, I like to think and say, okay, I want at least 3 times my money on mostly everything that I buy. But also a big thing is prep. Like, if this thing is going to take a while to clean, like vintage waffle irons, they're cool. You can get them for cheap. But if you have to clean one of those bad boys, and that's going to take you a really long time. They'll sell for $60, but you might be in it for 3 hours trying to clean this thing up. So you have to really think those. In the beginning, I was like, man, look at all these waffle irons. They go for a lot of money. I get them for like, $5 at the yard sale, but it will take you to get it presentable. It will take you hours to clean that thing. So I leave a lot of those things behind now. So
we're looking for profit, not projects.
That's right. That's
right. It's like those Ronco rotisserie ovens. Like Drew and Tim always talk about those, and I see them all the time, but they're filthy.
Yep.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
It takes too long.
I'm going to go against what everybody said, and I will sell $5 items all day long somebody commented I was like working for free. And I think of Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, when I responded to this comment. Okay, I buy jewelry in lots for 50 cents each. I can list 20 to 30 an hour. It goes in a box and in a padded poly, which takes 2 seconds. So if I make $4.50 and can do 20 in an hour, that's $90 an hour. I am okay with that. Now, that's only like my DVDs for 30 cents. They sell for $5. I make $4 a DVD. And again, front, back, throw them into a padded poly. Is that my preference? No, but I have my niece listing for me. I need easy stuff for her to list that she can scan a barcode or, really easy for her to list. And I would prefer 100 and 200, and that's what I'm starting to source are like $1,000 and $2,000 and $3,000 items. But I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker for cheap lots. I'm not gonna lie. But if they're fast and I can make $5 each, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll say that's an exception. Oh, go ahead.
I do sell a lot of single sockets. Like if they're in good condition, like Old Craftsman and Snap-on and stuff they don't go for a lot of money. $5, $6 free shipping or whatever. Yeah. But you can list a ton as long as they don't have to be cleaned. The shipping's easy, and I'll sit down and do the same thing you just said, list a ton. But
yeah, that's the exception to my rule. If it's something that's like super easy to photograph and it's a really fast seller, like video games, I'll pick up like a $12 video game if I'm buying it for $2 because it's front back listing. You're just copying somebody else's listing and it's done. Like that, I'll pick up. But otherwise, unless it's something crazy, I don't pick it up.
All right, I'm going to answer this question, and I saw 2 super chats come in. I'm not going to answer. I'm going to read it to Josh for him to answer, unless he already did. They want to know, when is the next Triple Thrift podcast?
I don't know. We actually just applied for like monetization on that YouTube channel, so that should give us more motivation. But we haven't made anything since then. So I don't know. We try to do at least one a week, but it's hard getting everybody together. Joey's going through a lot right now. Drew is just really busy. I mean, we're all really busy, honestly, with different things. So we'll try to get one together for you this week.
All right, where to go? Dalton, you want a dolphin? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Heather Brook, $5 super chat. All you guys rock. Bringing Dalton is here. He's not normally here on Tuesday Night Live, but Dalton is here. All right, you ready? Go.
Super chat.
Thank you very much, Heather. I appreciate it. Rebecca, you want another dolphin? We're going to hit 3 dolphins in a row. For my dolphin haters, and plug your ears. Here's one for Rebecca.
Super chat.
Look, Dale gave you a dolphin. That is for you from Miss Dale. You want to wave to her?
Yeah.
Well, wave to the camera.
It's a good wave.
That was an awesome wave. Here you go, Dale.
Super chat.
Stop jumping in the shed, please, sir. He's like hyped up now. He's getting dolphins, so he's like all over the place. Oh, this is kind of a tricky question. We can try to answer this. How many? And okay, I'm just going to read the question and we can answer to the best of our ability. How many total items should someone have to hit $200 in sales every day? I currently have 158. Second question, is listing on OfferUp a good idea as well?
That all depends on the item you're selling. You can hit 200 a day with 10 items if you're selling $2,000 items and selling one every so couple days. Or if you're selling $1 items, it's going to take you a couple thousand listings to hit that. I mean, it just completely depends on the types of items you're gonna be comfortable with selling. So my store sits at around 600 to 1,000 depending on the time of year. Right now it's a little bit more. It's like 800 because I'm trying to keep stock up for the Christmas and everything, but it all just depends on the kind of items you're selling.
Yeah, 100%. I would say someone that's asking that question probably has an ASP of less than $20 or around $20. So assuming that to hit 200 in sales every day, you need to send on average to sell 10 items per day. And I think someone has an ASP that low is probably selling items that aren't going to sell super fast. I would assume they'd probably have a 1% sell-through rate daily. So that would mean, in theory, you would need 2,000 items listed to sell 10 $20 items per day. That would give you your $200 a day in sales.
Yeah, I don't think you can break it down any better than that, to be honest with you. I have nothing. I was going to say it's going to be about. I do that a lot.
But if you're selling $200 items that are really popular, you only need to sell one a day. I will tell you, I average $250 in sales a day, 10,000 a month, and I have 3,600 listings. I don't find a lot of really popular, really fast moving stuff. So my sell through is about 20%, but I sold 140,000 last year, but that 158 is a good start, but I didn't see with like medium, like far as like how popular they are, I didn't see regular sales until I had 500 listed in my store. If you source really, really strictly and are only sourcing very, very fast selling stuff, that's a different story. I know a lot of people that have sold more than they have listed, and I just can't, I don't find those items where I'm at. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah. Even with us, with our YouTube channel, we have probably 20 to 30% of our sales go to viewers.
Oh, wow.
And our sell-through rates for our store is almost 200%. I think I think we currently have 490 things listed and 930 sold in the last 90 days.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not. I think we're selling nice items like golf clubs. Our average selling price on golf clubs is probably $50. So golf clubs are really good for us. But even with the YouTube viewer sales, we've got right around 500 listings, and we're still only doing about the same as Cat, $200 to $300 a day on average. Some days are a little bit higher, some days are lower. So I think again, for the average person getting into it, asking this question, you'd probably have to hit 2,000 items, which I think it'll probably be easier to just improve your sourcing rather than list that much stuff.
Yeah, you could definitely what I've seen for me increasing the average sales price is that it's lower demand stuff, because like somebody who wants to buy a $500 item isn't gonna come along as much as somebody who wants a $50 item. So unless it's really rare, and then you're good to go. But yeah, so it really varies on what you're getting. Karen, I watch all of Kat's videos and watched a ton of Josh's too. What are you selling right now that is different than usual sales?
Was that just for you two then?
I think it's just for you two, because they're saying they watch me and Josh, so they know what we sell.
They know what we sell.
I'm assuming we could all answer it.
I mean, I don't show a ton of it on my YouTube channel, but during the holiday season, I'm doing my normal thrifting and yard sales and stuff, but I'm really stocking up on a bunch of retail arbitrage stuff, man. I'm buying board games and tons of kids' toys and stuff like that. I'm stocking up, man. Toys R Us ain't here anymore, but Ben is, so come this way.
I agree. I mean, last year, I don't do retail arbitrage on a big scale. Like, I'm not walking in the store spending thousands of dollars, but like last year, like we kind of pat our store to help with viewer sales. Like, I know people want to buy from us, so I'm trying to give them easy things to buy. Like, if we can go to TJ Maxx and get a pack of socks for $2.99 and put it in our store for $7.99 plus shipping, I'll do that. It's easy to list. Again, 2 pictures, front and back. It'll sell in less than a week. So stuff like that people want to support you when you're on YouTube and you're providing information. So giving them easy things to buy like that, socks, everybody needs that. And retail arbitrage is good. New in-box stuff just sells well. So yeah, I agree with what Ben said.
I want to give you guys a bolo real fast. Kat, make me big. Blow me up real fast.
Okay, I will blow you up, Ben.
Big bolo.
There you are.
Okay. So any of you guys who are want to get into retail arbitrage and want to get into the space of Amazon reselling, right now there's a great opportunity. There are a bunch. A bunch. I've spent thousands in the last 2 weeks on retail arbitrage toys at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. Check it out. Just go in there with your scanner, start scanning stuff. I'm not going to tell you the exact items, but get in there and scan. There's some good money to be made in there.
Yep.
Good job, Ben. Excellent.
I actually kind of do business as usual. Like, fourth quarter comes, I really don't like change up what I do. The only thing I do is I list less golf clubs for some reason, and more like I had a whole bunch of Christmas items. I made sure I got those up. Jackets, if they're sitting around, like I haven't been listed. I list everything that's cold. I've sold a lot of jeans, and I don't sell a lot of clothing. But recently, I've sold a lot of jeans and a lot of jackets, boots, hiking stuff. Oh, and anything hunting related. I have sold out of everything.
Yeah, hunting is big right now.
I have had a pair of camouflage Georgia boots that are in like new condition, listed for like $50 for 3 months now. I've sent offers. I don't know why. I'm like, these are like $150 boots. Why are these not? They're like a men's 11.
That's weird.
These should have sold the day I listed them.
Yeah, that's really weird.
That is weird.
Yeah,
I am like Julian. I just roll through business as usual. I don't normally see a Q4 spike like over the last 3 years, which is fine by me. I would rather it be even keel. I can kind of depend on my income. I'm good to go. So I don't typically see the Q4 spike with the stuff that I sell. It's kind of consistent, and I'm okay with that. Cindy, what do you each recommend for the simplest way to track expenses, sales, and etc.? I'm not super tech, but a paper sheet is feeling very tedious.
So mine's actually super simple now. I just recently, as of last year is my first year using it. I'd use GoDaddy. I have my business credit card. It tracks all of my sales or all of my purchases through my credit card purchase. So it just imports everything for me. The only thing that I have to manually add is my flea market and garage sale purchases because they're cash. But I mean, I was all on an Excel spreadsheet before GoDaddy's thing, and I love that thing because I'm not updating it. I still do take pictures with the with my receipt app for tax purposes, but other than that, that's what I use.
Yeah, I used we used GoDaddy for a long time, and then this year we made the switch from an LLC to an S corporation. When you do that, GoDaddy is not robust enough for the requirements that come along with an S corp, so we had to use QuickBooks Online. But GoDaddy is great. Like Ben said, you just get a business debit, business credit card, whatever you want. every time you spend money for your business, whether it's supplies, inventory, whatever, getting cash out of an ATM to go to flea markets, use that card. It'll automatically pull to GoDaddy and it tracks everything for you, essentially. This may be like controversial, but I don't actually keep my receipts for reselling. If it's like a big item, like my computer or camera or something, I will. But if I'm going to Goodwill and I spend $8 on a pair of shoes or whatever, I'm not keeping my receipts. It's all about like, first of all, the IRS is very backed up right now. So the chances of you getting audited normally is like less than 1%. And right now, the chances of you getting audited is like less than 0.1% probably. And as long as you're honest, like if I say, hey, IRS, I spent, 20 grand this year on my business and made 100, they're not going to question that. They're not going to be like, okay, well, that's 20. Where's these expenses? Did you really spend $8 at Goodwill that day? I'm like, yeah, I did. So as long as you're not saying, we had $100,000 in eBay sales, but we spent $110,000 at Goodwill this year and we don't have any receipts for it, that would obviously be fishy and you might get audited. But as long as your numbers make sense, I don't think there's, and I've talked to my accountant and we have a bookkeeper. We don't keep receipts for small things like that. Even with flea market stuff, like the transaction getting cash at the ATM will come into the account. We'll mark that as got cash for flea market. And I don't really do anything else other than that. If the IRS comes knocking, I'll just tell them to go watch my videos.
Yep.
Video documentation.
I have video proof.
Yeah.
I use QuickBooks, and it sounds like just like basically GoDaddy, but I do pay like a monthly like fee, and it does the same thing. It pulls once you set it up. The setup is going to take you like 20 to 30 minutes to get all your business stuff like set, like your card, your debit card. You can even like I use a certain debit card to pull that cash transaction out. You just add like a little note to it, like cash for yard sale. It also tracks your mileage. That you can go ahead and like hit business or personal mileage when your auto tracks on, 'cause it's on your phone. And it's just I think it's the easiest. I never use GoDaddy, but it sounds like the exact same type of thing.
Yeah.
I use my accountant and he signs into my bank account and I don't keep receipts either. He can see I went to Goodwill or I went to a thrift store and he knows if I pull cash on a Saturday or Friday, it's for yard sales and he documents it as that. I don't do anything.
Yep.
And
if you have like
I'm happy to pay him to do like he reconciles all my platforms. He like I literally do nothing. I know what I paid for something and he uses money in, money out method. So like, here's what I spent this month. Here's what I made. And like, here's the difference.
Yeah.
So,
and if you have, I will say as long as you're spending money with a debit card or credit card or whatever, if you're spending cash, like at Goodwill or whatever, you may want to keep your receipts. But if you use a debit or credit card, you're going to have your bank statement as like kind of a receipt. Like the statement's going to say $8 at Goodwill. And Goodwill, most thrift stores don't even give itemized receipts. Like it just says, hard good or electronic or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I use my business card everywhere I go. So like,
yeah.
Well, if any of you guys out there are wanting to actually keep your receipts but don't want the physical copy, the app that I use is 4Seat. That's all I do is take a picture of it. It uploads it to a Google Drive right after I'm done. Then I toss the receipt. It's just out of my hands.
That's a great idea because the receipts will like fade over time anyway.
Yep. So I use 4Seat free.
4, like the number 4?
FORE, like 4, like you're yelling it at a golf course.
Okay.
4Seat.
Harley wants to know, how do you respond to an offer from a buyer that wants free shipping too when you charge shipping?
I mainly do free shipping, so I'm kind of hands off on that. I would just change the listing, honestly, if someone asked me and I was fine with the offer.
I would. This happened a couple times. Instead of like editing the listing, I would just counter at a lower amount than they offer. Like if I'm okay with like, if I have something listed for 50 plus shipping and they counter at 40 free shipping, I'll be like, how about 35 plus shipping?
I think just people just like the thought of getting something for free. So
yeah, there's like that meme that girl, she was like, $10 plus $3.99 shipping. No, $13.99 free shipping. All right, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I won't change the shipping. I just counter at a lower, and it's the exact same thing.
I tell them that they're not allowed to do that on eBay, that it is against eBay policy, and they can offer what they want to pay me and add the shipping. I like, and it is against eBay policy for them to change the terms of your auction. It annoys me. Like, if you want to pay, like Josh is saying, if you want to pay 40 total and my shipping's 15, send me an offer 35 and like, or whatever, 25 and be done. Like, if I wanted to do free shipping, I would. I obviously don't. I can be a, you know what, but I mean, like,
I think it's just that mentality, man. People just like oh, I got
yeah,
something
but
for free.
I do a lot of promoted listings, Ben. And if I do free shipping, I'm paying a promoted % on my shipping fee, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like that's my big thing, because that would add a lot of fees to me. This is the question of the evening, Ben. Does the bite go in the front or the back?
Oh, the pants, my bad. I
knew exactly what they were talking. I was waiting for Ben to get it.
It's on the front. The things in the front. It should have a fly thing here. If they were a good designer, they would have put a fly thing right there. But you know, what can you do? I'm not the one designing these pants. I should be. Vape, if you're out there listening to this, hit me up. I will design for you. Business info is down below any of my videos. Go check it out. Hit me up.
Ben, do you have any merch? Because I would buy a pair of Ready Set Resell pants that had a shark zipper in the front.
It would be pretty good.
Oh, I can't
make
share.
your own fake pants.
I can't share right now, but I actually just got. I have designs merch. I don't have any out, but I just got done designing. You guys don't know. I actually have a degree in art and design, so I'm actually like a legit. Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
Designer. Yeah,
he knows what he's
doing.
But
no, I don't
have
actually
to
have
talk after this, Ben.
There you go.
All right. Do any of us use OfferUp?
Nope, not anymore.
Nope.
Do you hear Dalton? Dalton said nope.
I was like, no,
I'm over that.
Nope. Betty, I just want to say congrats to you. Her first 2 eBay sales today. She loves the cha-ching sound. You're very welcome. That is amazing. And then that's when it gets addicting and you want to hear more cha-ching. So then you got to list more stuff.
Keep listening. Hillary Murphy says,
house.
Shark pants. Ooh, ha, ha.
That's great.
We were just watching Finding Nemo yesterday.
I love Nemo. I love Nemo.
He touched
one of my favorite movies. For those of you that have gone full-time reselling, what are your best tips for replacing traditional job benefits like health insurance and 401k?
That is a big question, but so first off, do not leave your job unless you've actually considered this question. You need to consider your health insurance, your 401k, your retirement, all that stuff before you leave a traditional job. Luckily, I didn't have to do that. You know, I just kind of winged it straight in. But if you are leaving a traditional job, make sure you're considering this. But health insurance, I go through a health insurance marketplace and I get a decent little price because I don't have a family or kids. So I'm only paying for myself. So for myself, it's not bad. If you're coming off a job, you got to consider your family being on your plans. 401k, I set up a 401k through my LLC. Plus, I also have a Roth IRA for retirement. So I have 2 forms of retirement accounts.
This guy knows what he's talking about, folks.
I mean, you really got to think about this stuff, especially if you're coming from like a well-paying job like Kat. Like Cattle, you can talk more about it when you get to you, but you just went through this whole process.
I'm still I still get benefits. I'm working 2 days a week. I still have
going through this process.
I have my 401 and my health.
You're waiting for that day to where you can turn in your note and be like, okay, I'm full time.
Like I'm done.
Done.
Throw the key card at him. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I basically do the same thing. So it's a little different since we're the S Corp now. So like first of all, it's very important to think about all this. Just like Ben was saying, like when Haley went to go quit her job, we were like, okay, we're going to lose your salary and we're going to have to buy your own insurance, which Haley and I we both have our health insurance together now. I was paying like $320 a month alone. And then when she joined, it was basically double. So now we're paying like about $700 a month. Just for health insurance, and it sucks. It doesn't cover anything. It's got like a $15,000 deductible. It's basically just like for absolute death emergencies. But it's just part of living in the great United States of America. So that's how you do health insurance. You just buy it. You can go through healthcare.gov, or you can, I guess, talk to a health insurance broker. Sometimes they can find good stuff for you, but generally healthcare.gov is going to have the best options for you and figure out what you want. If you have kids and if you just have a spouse, it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad. It's more than our mortgage. Our mortgage is $640 a month. Health insurance is $700. So it's bad, but it could be worse. I mean, I know of husband and wife with 2 kids, and they're paying like $1,500 a month for their health insurance, which is crazy. So that's health insurance. Retirement, I would do a Roth. Roth is after tax.
Yes.
So like
everybody should do
this all day.
If you're not doing a Roth, do it now.
I don't care what you're doing in life.
Before,
start
not
a Roth
after,
IRA.
Don't pay the tax on the interest. Then
he's saying,
yeah,
I might know
that.
You pay tax on money. You pay tax on money first, and then you put it into a Roth, and then all the growth in that Roth account grows tax free. So if you've got $1 million in a Roth when you retire, all that's yours. If you've got $1 million in a 401k, the government gets 20 to 30% of it. So it's a big difference.
Compounded interest, all your stuff is reinvested.
Yeah. So definitely do a Roth, even if you're not self-employed. Do a Roth, even if you have a W-2 9-to-5 job. Do a Roth right now. Just call a financial advisor in your area and get somebody to walk you through it. Nobody should charge you anything for it. If they do, like a very, very cheap, like a couple $100.
I go through Fidelity Go if anybody's curious.
Fidelity Go, yeah, and that's probably free, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So do that, and then 401k we have. I think it's a solo 401k again through the LLC of Harry Tornado. Haley and I get like a W-2 check from Harry Tornado every 2 weeks, and then starting in January, we will be adding like from that check into our 401k, and then Harry Tornado LLC will be matching that. It sounds pretty complicated, but it's not that bad. Talk to a CPA, talk to a bookkeeper. We hired a full-time bookkeeper, and it's the best money we've ever spent. It's fantastic. She has just been an absolute godsend. So definitely do that. But yeah, Roth IRA, 401k. If you max out those, you can put up to this year's $19,500 into a 401k per person. Next year's going up to $20,500. And then if you max all that out, then you can just open a brokerage account, just invest in whatever you want. We also have Robinhood for like play money and like cryptocurrency and stuff.
And the max on your Roth IRA is $6,000 per year.
Yeah, up to $6,000 per year.
If you're under individually, $25,000, I believe, $225,000.
Yeah, I think if you're married filing jointly, it's like maybe I don't know. It's a lot.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Chances are everybody here is going to qualify for the Roth.
Yeah, that was pretty good information they just said. All of that. Then, go talk to somebody, because I up and quit my job. It's just me and the house and very little bills. So it was like, I go through the marketplace for the insurance, and it's really not that, like you said, you just got to buy it. And then if you don't know, talk to somebody before you quit your main job to educate yourself on what you want to do. Okay. So just don't go, hey, I quit, and then that's the end of it. Just make sure you talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about, and then educate yourself, and then go from there. But the health insurance was actually the easiest out of all that. You just gotta pay for it.
Yeah,
I love.
So they're all full time. I'm still getting benefits from the hospital. I have not jumped ship all the way. I went down to parts. I went the lowest I could go was still keeping benefits. I work 2 days a week, but like once a month I decide to only work one. So really I work like 5 days a month, 6 maybe. Like I just took off this weekend to go do. I still do what I want. PK Demas, I need to get over my fear of international shipping. Do any of you have any videos? I do not have any international versus GSP. I don't have any videos, but GSP is super straightforward. They literally just give you a shipping label. It ships to Kentucky, and then they send it out for you. If you're not in GSP, you should be. I mean, just enroll in it. It's literally nothing else on your end.
Take out the trash.
I have to take out my trash.
Oh my God, how can you forget that?
Alexa, stop. I already took out the trash earlier. Sorry.
Oh, you're up anyway.
I need one of those for Brad. I need Alexa in my life. In Brad's life.
Sorry, but yeah, what Ben was saying, the GSP. I mean, if you want more sales, like if you have a desire to have more international sales, you should probably ship yourself. You can use Pirate Ship Simple Export Rate, which is very simple. It lives up to its name. Global, and it's cheaper. Like you can ship. I wouldn't ship big things. Like I think the limit is 4 pounds and like up to like 1 cubic foot. It's like a 12 by 12 by 12 box. And you could ship one of those through Pirate Ship Simple Export Rate for like $22, like anywhere in the world. Like I can send a box to China right now for about $22 to $25. So it's not that bad. But honestly, just for the ease of it, I would just recommend staying in the eBay global shipping program.
Yeah, I use GSP and it is super easy. Super.
Yeah,
duper.
I don't know that it's long enough to do a video on. Like I do GSP if it's over $50 that I'll lose because there's more protection in GSP, and then I do standard international for under 50 because it saves your buyer a ton of money.
Yeah. I love GSP. It ships right. It's literally like a 20-minute drive from my house. It goes to there, and my shipping's cheap on it.
Kentucky.
I'm good. Yeah.
Alex wants to know how we're doing today.
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I'm doing well, but not as good as Alex. Alex has been on a roll recently with his weight loss journey, and he's absolutely killing it. You guys should follow his Instagram.
Alex is my coach, and I've lost
that?
35 pounds, and my husband has lost 70.
Plug him, Josh. What's
In
that?
like 2 months, right?
Yeah, I've lost 35 pounds in 2.5 months, and my husband's lost 70 in 2.5 months.
That's crazy.
And Alex is both of our coach.
What's
He's
Alex's
that
ad on
man.
Instagram?
Coach that man on Instagram. Alex
I've
is
been
amazing.
doing
I've known
Noom
Alex for a
for-
long time.
I've been doing Noom for about a month, and I've lost 3 pounds. It takes a while to get going.
Been showing you Alex.
There you
Oh, look,
go.
he's following
We got
Alex.
it.
Check it out.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't let everybody. Hold on. Let me take Kevin's question out. How are you doing today, Josh?
Good. Great.
Good.
Wonderful. Absolutely great.
Yeah, I'm good today too. Kevin, why does it take me so long to see it? Because there are 581 people in here and I'm slow and I'm trying to answer all the questions. We're supposed to have Julian where he can click and he can follow the current
tried.
chat, but it didn't work. It didn't
We're
work.
going to
We
work
tried.
on that. Yeah.
There's 581 current people here and only 156 live. Something's wrong there. Get that ratio up. Smash that like button right now. Down below, we'll give you a second. 1, 2, 3. Smash that like button. Thank you. We
I just
appreciate
smashed
it.
it.
Look
Yep.
at that.
Ben should be in like promotions and advertising. That's what I think. Julian, new setup?
Yeah, we didn't move the room around. We got another addition over here that we're working on. So everything has shifted 32 inches to the right.
32 inches.
Harley, Kevin, we want you to do Cat Show again. Kevin has not ever done it, and Kevin has been asked numerous times, Kevin. And Kevin has declined. Kevin says he had bad internet. I mean, he does have bad internet. I do too, but
Your internet's a lot better.
Talk to Kevin in the chat about wanting him to come on the show. All right. Brenda, yes. Ginger Marvin's system, I agree, is incredibly organized. Kathy and Chris have like the wall of bankers boxes that is like immaculate. I buy shelves at auctions, so I don't even have matching shelves because I'm cheap. And if I see like 4 shelves for cheap, I buy them. So I have metal shelves. I have like industrial plastic shelves. I do everything. Caroline wants to know if any of us keep an inventory list and like, or what we paid and sold the item for.
I do not. I do a bulk purchase. I bought 24 items at $10. That's what gets uploaded to the thing. I don't do individual. That would take too long.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't track inventory at all outside of, I guess, List Perfectly now. Or most of our inventory is in eBay, so like that's our active. Yeah, I don't track. I just keep up with the total money in, total money out. I don't track inventory until it gets to the end of the year, and you have to like see how much inventory you have left over for taxes.
Yeah. You don't have to do that though. You can do money in, money out for the whole year. And if you carry over from the last year, like my accountant's been my accountant since I started, so we don't even have to see how much inventory we have.
I do a very rough estimate.
Like 3 years ago.
It's really me standing like, this is probably like $2,000 worth of stuff.
3,000, maybe 25.
Yeah. Two to five, somewhere in there.
2 to 5.
2 to 5.
If they ever question it, just invite them over to inventory it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like, what do you think this is all worth?
What do you think that's worth?
Yeah. I do the bulk thing too. Like basically if I buy a whole bunch on a Saturday, then it's certain, 20 items for this amount of money. Not individual.
Real quick, we are joking about the tax stuff, but in all seriousness, if you have serious tax questions, contact a CPA. It is a very worthwhile investment, and it's something that I cannot stress enough. It is a very good thing to invest in for your business.
Yeah. I don't like the government. I don't want them in my business, so I pay someone to make sure they're not.
There you
And
go.
I do it right. And it's worth it for me for peace of mind that I'm not screwing stuff up. Because like I don't know all the laws and rules and
there's so many
stuff. There's a lot, and they change every year, and I just don't care about them either. So I'll pay somebody who cares about them.
We use Mark, Not Your Dad's CPA. He's on Instagram and YouTube. Chances are, if you like, just search Not Your Dad's CPA, and he has, I don't know, like 15 or 20 videos about like all the basic tax stuff. He has a reseller tax course called the Reseller Tax Academy, and he's an accountant. He's our accountant. He's a great guy. He really has like a really calm way of like answering stuff. Like people send him emails like, "Hey, I haven't paid taxes in 4 years. I don't know what to do." He's like, "Just calm down. We'll figure it out." Like he's very, very chill. So definitely reach out to him. He does really good about responding, but you could also reach out to Justin, the flipping accountant. He's
Justin
a CPA.
is nice as well.
Yeah. He's really helpful as well.
Him before I call Kevin out in about 30 seconds because he knows I'm behind on the chat and I'm fixing to highlight his comment.
You can blame me.
Kim wants to know if either of you use business policies or do you just wing it?
I don't
eBay
know what
business policies.
I don't know what that is.
You should. It's good. So a business policy is, so we have, it's just like your shipping policy. So you go in and you say, okay, this policy is going to be like, we have priority 2-day free. So that policy will be priority mail, 2-day handling, calculated shipping, but it doesn't matter because it's free. And then you can
just
go in
the presets.
Yeah, just the presets.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We have priority 2-day free, priority 2-day calculated, first class 2-day free, first class calculated. And then we have one for, it's called VCR. So anytime we ship a VCR, it goes to that one. And that one is UPS ground, 2-day handling, and exclude shipping to Alaska, Hawaii, U.S. proctorates, military bases, and P boxes. So.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that's what she was talking about. Then yeah, I use that. I have one preset for clothing that is under a pound, so it's like a 16 ouncer. It just automatically fills all that stuff for me. And same with if it's like an action figure or something, I can select that same thing because it'll just populate all that. Makes everything a lot easier.
Interesting. Kevin, I've never done her show before. I'm not good enough for her. I'm going to look you and the other 580 people here and say, I've asked you numerous times, so do not say that in the chat. I even asked him in person too in Cincinnati. So,
he denied you in person?
Oh. He did. Ben didn't. That's how I got Ben to come on the first time. I had to ask him in person.
I made her dance with me. We did the electric slide and the cha-cha slide, and that was the condition.
We did a lot of dancing that night. We did.
If Kevin's issue really is the internet, I volunteer to go to Virginia and I'll hold the rabbit ears on top of the shed for the entire live stream.
On top of the Commonwealth cabin we would need like another
camera.
I will add a 5th person in of Josh
the weather vane cam.
That would be absolutely great. Marsha, I'm sure Kevin answered in the question in the comments there, but last I saw he only had one of Reagan's ornaments left. I bet they are gone. He listed them earlier today.
I bought the last one, I believe.
There you go.
So they are gone. I got one last year. I did not get one this year. Oh, this is an interesting question. Tracy Nash O'Connor, I'm heading up to Newberry, Florida from Deerfield Beach. Listen, guess where I got my hair done today, Tracy? In Newberry, Florida. And guess what? I went to thrift stores there today for the first time. So I went, and all 3 of them, and none of the ones I go to do it, all 3 of them had fill a bag sale for $5, as much clothes as you could stuff in a bag. What? And I got buckle BKE jeans that sell for $50+ in those 5. I'm giving away tomorrow's video, but secondhand rose. And then I went to Graceworks in High Springs, which is only 15 minutes away. I got $100 backpack for $3. I'm giving away a few things for my next few videos. And then there was one other. If you message me on Instagram, I'll tell you, or Facebook. I see you're over on Facebook watching. So I would have said no before today. I explored that area today and found some really, really good stuff. To start out for Liz Perfectly, how many items do you suggest you have? I say if you're starting, that's the best time. Like, I wish I had started and started putting them in List Perfectly. So I would start at the beginning if you know you're going to be diligent about listing stuff, you know, and you're going to continue listing. I would start at the beginning. Josh, what do you say? And Julian.
Yeah, I mean, the more things you have listed on eBay, the longer it's going to take you to import all those to List Perfectly. So honestly, the fewer listings you start out with, the easier it's going to be to start in its entirety. And then once you get everything imported into List Perfectly, and then you start listing things in List Perfectly starting there, it'll be easy peasy. So List Perfectly does let you import like in bulk. So you can like select all the items on that page and import all those. But if you've got 30 pages of listings, it'll take a while.
Yeah, the sooner you get started at the very beginning and then get your system down, the better it is just further down the road because you're not like backtracking to do stuff.
Debbie wants, you cannot do List Perfectly. You need a computer. It'll work with Chromebooks. I actually found that out because I want to be able to cross post from work before my mom was doing my cross posting. So a Chromebook, and you can get a Chromebook for like $200 on eBay, just FYI. And it will work with a Chromebook.
But a Rollo printer will not. So I've had one person, they had a Rollo and they got a Chromebook.
Oh yeah, Dymo won't either.
To like use the Rollo.
A Dymo won't either.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know any thermal printer that'll work with a Chromebook.
I've never tried mine. I use a Memo. I'm like the only one.
It won't work. It won't work. I tried. It will not work. RP Kent, do the other platforms report and collect sales tax like eBay? If it is required in your state, all of the platforms are going to do it.
Yeah. I think there's only like 2 states where it's not, and one's like maybe like Montana, and the other's like New Mexico. I think it used to be Florida. Florida was a big one, but they just started. Yeah.
I was and my accountant was very happy too because we had to go county by county for the state of Florida.
It's very annoying. So it's called Marketplace Facilitator.
I was very happy when in July I'm like, no more.
Yeah.
Has anyone else noticed when eBay changed all the categories, some listings were put into the wrong categories? For instance, she had a soap dispenser placed into candle holders.
I have not been that attentive, so no, I did not notice.
I don't pay attention to that.
I wouldn't have no idea.
So this change, so the spring update affected all the clothes sellers. This update affected all of us glass sellers. It was pottery. It was plates. It was vases. And yes, that happened to me. Like a ton of stuff got put into plates and a ton of stuff got put into vases. And yes,
Ooh, girl, glad I missed that rush. Just getting into it at the right time.
They'll get you on the next one, I'm sure. There'll be something.
Oh, they got me on the clothing one, believe me.
I just looked it up so we could give the information in the video. The only states that do not have marketplace facilitator laws, so the only states you would live in where it would technically be your responsibility to collect sales tax, is Oregon, Montana, New Hampshire, and Delaware.
That's good to know.
If you live in any other states, all the selling platforms are required to report sales tax, collect and report sales tax for you.
Miss Lois, I believe what you mean. She wants to know if anyone can help her with creating her billboard. I believe you mean your store header. And if so, I would go to Fiverr, Fiverr is what I would do. And you can have somebody create you a really nice banner for your eBay store if you want it. I don't think it matters that much, but if you wanted, you could get one made cheap on Fiverr. Ben, why are you laughing?
I forgot that was a thing. I wonder what mine looks like.
Mine's a picture of grass.
Hold on.
Just an open field.
Kevin is in the chat, Jan. Kevin is Commonwealth Picker. Kevin, she's trying to sell you all of her inventory. Go buy it.
There you go.
We're making connections here in the chat.
I need to redo that.
I see a $5 super chat. Let me go see who it's from. I don't know this picture. I don't know this picture.
I think that's Pat D's.
Is it Pat D's?
I think it's
I'm
Pat
scrolling
D's.
a long way.
Traveling picker.
So you guys know I'm at 8:34 for the questions. I'm almost an hour behind. The traveling picker, Pat D's. Josh told me this was the place to be. Well, that's good. Sorry I'm late. Have to watch some of the replay. Happy Q4. Pat D's, thank you very much. I'm going to give you a Dolphin.
Super chat.
It's okay. You don't have to come over here. It's over. Stay on your chair. Thank you. He says a dolphin, a dolphin. It's like running over here. But his phone is dead, so he has to be plugged in to play his game and behave in the shed right now. Yeah, see? Yeah. He has to be plugged in. Who wants to take this? I only think it needs to be one of us. Can someone explain what pirate ship is?
I responded to her comment earlier. I have a whole video talking about pirate ship on my channel. It covers most of it. Pirate ship is just
see you now.
Pirate ship. You can buy labels for the post office or UPS ground. If you,
I love that they added UPS. That's a game changer for me.
Yeah, like, I was using Shippo for all that, and now I feel bad for Shippo because there goes the bulk of their business.
Yeah, I was doing the same. Good. Now I don't. Oh, hold on, wrong one. If you were new to selling, what advice would you give yourself?
If I was new to selling, I would say research as much stuff as you possibly can, because there is money to be made everywhere. It's just up to you to find it.
Yeah. I would say look up comps. Learn how to do that. Learn how to look up comps and do it. I see a lot of new sellers that are just like feeling like discouraged because their stuff isn't selling, and it's not their fault. It's their item's fault. I guess it is their fault for sourcing bad items, but some of the stuff, like even I couldn't sell, even our eBay store with like our YouTube audience and stuff, it's just really bad items. So make sure when you're buying stuff, you're looking up comps, seeing that there's a demand, like this stuff is actually selling. Don't just be like, oh, this looks nice, I bet this is worth some money, and throw it up for $40 because you could be the only person in the world who thinks that's nice. So
yeah, don't buy what you like. Don't buy what you like, because what you like, everybody else might not like.
If I was new to selling in the very beginning, well, I did the same thing. I bought what I thought was nice, and then I tried to sell it. That did not work out too well. But if I was very new, I always say start with stuff you already have that you don't use. And then that will teach you how to look up comps, and you can do that all for free at your house. You can just, you know what I'm saying, get old iPods or iPads or whatever that you have. So much stuff is worth money. And but I would do that first, and definitely don't buy stuff that you think is cool. I did that, and I still have a lot of that stuff here in that shelf.
And be patient. Be patient. If you see those of us showing you on YouTube, we've probably been doing it for a long time. And don't expect to get daily sales when you're just starting listing, because that's probably, unless you're sourcing very, very popular stuff, that's probably not going to happen. It takes time to build up the business. So be patient with it. I reinvested everything for 2 years to build mine up. I would say reinvest as much as you can to build it up to get to where you want to be. And definitely comp stuff, look stuff up. And if you do lot buying, get rid of the stuff that you don't want before it ends up in a death pile like mine that I need to go through. Karen Goodman, she used to sell homes, so her YouTube channels are named. She doesn't want to shut it down, but want a reseller channel under the same login. Can you make like another channel under your same Gmail? I think you can. Does anybody know?
You can just change the name of your YouTube channel.
She's saying she doesn't want to because she still gets income from referrals.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if you can have multiple channels with the same email.
I think you can.
New email. Just create a Smurf email and just create a new account.
Yeah, I made a new email for the Triple Thrift Podcast YouTube channel.
What is the worst bad buy we ever had, and explain why?
I don't know. I've never really had like a really bad buy to where just like I just spent a ton of money and got burned. I've had slow sellers. I've had items that I think I could have done better on, but I've never really had a bad buy. Even the ones that I like break even on, I see as like a learning experience. And I've only had a handful of I've broke even on this item kind of things.
Generally speaking, like most resellers are paying so little for items that it's pretty hard to like get into like any serious money loss issues. I bought a bunch of Xbox One controllers at Goodwill. I think it was like $740 for like 26 of them or something. And we still made money. Like I think it made like $50 or so, and we still have a couple left. But obviously that wasn't good. But then I made a YouTube video about it, and that video made like just over $1,000, I think. So I guess it wasn't a bad buy.
Yeah, like so like a more prominent example, like last year for retail arbitrage, I bought a bunch of Pokemon Mega Block stuff because it was selling super hot, but then because they were on clearance at Walmart and they just happened to be on clearance everywhere in the country, so every other reseller also bought them. I was in the hole on them, they weren't selling, and then I finally I held out on them instead of listing them right away. And this year I just put them up and they sold. I mean, right when they got to Amazon. It's just waiting for the market to die back down.
Yeah. Retail arbitrage is much easier to lose a ton of money than with thrifting and garage sales.
Yeah, I was going through my storage unit today because I have to switch storage units. Long story, but anyway, I bought like I think it's 300, maybe 300 little Snap-on racing glass paperweights. They're called racing blocks. Haven't sold one. I got them for 20 cents a piece. So if you do the math, I'm really not out a whole bunch of money, but haven't sold one. They just still sitting over there. I tried to give them away today. I was giving away stuff basically. For like,
would you like a paperweight?
Yeah, I was like, do you want some? I was like, you can have all of them. And people were like, no, what are we going to do with those? I was like, I don't know. I'm giving you all
Just start putting one in every purchase, Julian. If it doesn't make it go over the weight, just
no, that's
give them
the worst
free
thing.
paperweight.
As they weigh over a pound.
Oh, well, never mind.
I know what your family
so
stocking
heavy.
stuffers are this year.
Yeah, everybody's going to actually, you know what?
Everybody's getting
Everybody's getting a
Wait for
paperweight.
you. Mom, I hope you like it.
Got a paperweight. Yeah, so that's my worst one.
Yeah, I don't know if well, that's a lie. I bought some filters that aren't selling really great. I'm looking at them in the loft of my shed. I'm like, that's a lie. I can see them. But I didn't. The thing is, I only paid $50 for the whole pallet. So I'm not out a ton of money, but they're taking up a lot of space in my loft. It's getting cold, though. I told everybody I was going to burn them, which everybody wants to see me burn them. And we said that video would go viral. So it's like 40 degrees in Florida right now. So now might be a good time to have a bonfire with my filters I shouldn't have bought.
That's a good idea.
That are taking up the whole loft. The whole loft. I've sold like 4 of 200. Yeah. Caroline wants to know if you buy something at Goodwill, I'm going to say at any thrift store, and they use Sharpie that won't come off. Should she find a way to cover it, or does it mean that it's not worth selling?
No, you can cover it. Like if you're using like nail polish remover and stuff, and it's not coming out, or if it's on cardboard and you think the nail polish remover will remove the cardboard, just throw a sticker over it. Like third time a label over it or something, just a little tiny one. And then I've even seen people sell like shoes and stuff with the marker still on the bottom, and I don't think it really matters all that much. People really don't care too much.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I would say like, if the price is obvious, like if you paid $8.99 for shoes and it says $8.99 on the bottom and they're worth $100, maybe
put an 8 in front of it, or 10 and make it 108.
Or just scribble more Sharpie over it so you can't read it and it just looks like someone scribbled on the bottom.
These have a black rectangle on the bottom. Hope you don't mind.
That's what I do. I'm just going to interject here. I put a black rectangle over it if it won't come out. I just sold $100 porcelain baby I actually found in Cincinnati at one of Ben's thrift stores for $2. And it had a black marker on it. And somebody commented on my TikTok, you sold it for $100 with Sharpie on the bottom. Yeah, I did. That's the sold screenshot right there in my TikTok. So
it's pictured.
People still buy it. Julian, what do you do with Sharpie?
Yep, do the same thing. Cover it up with more Sharpie.
Yes. Are there any countries you won't ship to?
North Korea.
North Korea. Unless any country that's in the GSP, I'll ship to. If it's not in GSP, then and it's not cheap to ship to them, then I won't ship to them. But not like in specific.
Okay. First, I ship wherever GSP. This is the best question of the night, right here. Best question of the night, Debbie. Yeah, Kevin has 2 YouTube channels. He has
4.
Picker. Oh yeah, he has the auctions and he has Homeschool Hustler. He has a lot of YouTube channels, but that made me smile.
About the
Thank
2.
you. Love it. This is a good question because one of my subscribers was actually talking to me about this morning on Instagram. Do you feel similar listings sell slower than the original listing? And Mike is saying that he does.
I do not. I sell similar on as much stuff as I can because it saves me time.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think eBay just views your listing as a new listing, whether it was sold similar or created organically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either, but I will tell you my subscriber I was chatting with this morning does. She said she feels like if she creates a brand new listing that they sell better. So I feel like it makes a new listing anyways, but
in her head.
I don't know.
Then again, I don't make a lot of new listings, so I don't know.
Who is the cute guy under me? Vicky, I will take away
Hey,
your question.
my name
And
is
show his
Ben.
name. That is Ben.
My name is Ben. I am
Josh is
currently
trying to come over.
a little bit. I enjoy long walks through the thrift store, and I frequent garage sales on the weekends. If anybody's interested, I'm taken. Sorry.
Sound like a good Saturday.
You guys, I've actually been to Ben's house inside of it alone with him, and it's amazing. You're really missing out.
You were in my
This is taking a turn.
well, he's not wrong. It was in my
He's not wrong.
my South Carolina house, but I had to move away for reasons. But
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Have any of you ever bought out another eBay store?
I have, and I did rather well on it. The person just didn't want to do eBay anymore, and I was there. If anybody wants to wants me to make an offer on their store, I will. It might not be what you want, but I'll make an offer.
I have not. We get offers all the time. Like at least once a week, somebody's wanting me to buy their eBay store, and it's just not. We work out of our house. Like our reselling business is the garage, the office, and the guest bedroom, and there's nowhere else to go. So I don't even know where else to put any new inventory. So no, we haven't done that. Well, I lie. I think like a year and a half ago I did. It was like a really small eBay store, like 100 items. I think I made a video about that. I totally lied. I definitely did do that, and it wasn't worth it.
No, I've never done that.
I've never done that either. Teresa, and then I will grab the super chat. Should I have a separate bank account and post office box? I'm trying to prepare to start selling, and it's a bit scary.
At first, I don't think it's really necessary. If you're just testing the waters, don't worry about getting a separate account or anything. But if you are taking this as in you want to turn it into like a full-time business and you're like ready to take that next step, I definitely think it helps to have a separate bank account. If you are good on, unless you're really good on your finances, it just makes everything a lot easier to have a separate bank account. As for a PO box, I don't think it's necessary unless you're worried about like people finding out where you live. The only reason I have one is because I have my YouTube channel and I'd rather keep a little more privacy than to have my address out to anyone who orders something.
Yeah, exactly. I started the, if you're just selling stuff you already own, like for less than you originally paid, like if you bought something 5 years ago for $100, now you want to sell on eBay for 50, you're not making a profit. So there's no point in having a separate account because you're not going to have any tax implications that come along with selling that item. But starting next year, if you have more than $600 in sales on eBay or any selling platform, you're going to get a 1099 form from eBay, and that's going to have some tax implications. So if you want to make more money than that, even if it's selling stuff you already own, you're going to have to prove something. So I think I would probably, once you sell like 10 things, if you sell 10 things and you still want to do eBay, I'd go ahead and open up another checking account. It doesn't have to be a business account, just a regular account. It's totally free at most banks, just to have some separation there from personal and business. And then again, the PO box, it's just a personal preference thing. I got one again for the YouTube channel. But if I didn't have the YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have a PO box.
I'm going to say almost exactly what they said. The separate bank account just makes life a lot easier when you're dealing with your taxes. And I actually don't have a PO box. I still use my address.
Yeah,
You hit 10,000 subs though. You got to get that PO box.
I know you need.
I know.
PO box now,
I didn't know when to get it. Kat told me to get it.
I
at
got one
1,000
at 500 subs.
Yeah,
You're a little-
now I'm at 10,000, so maybe I got to go, get one of them.
Just a little one. Mine will hold the boxes, and I'm like, I'm only paying for the small one. You can hold the stuff behind the counter. I'm not paying for no big box. So, And they know us. So we go drop off eBay packages, pick up our returns. And like, if I get any viewer mail, then we hand them an IKEA bag and they hand us boxes is how it goes at ours. They know who we are. Let me grab this super chat really quick. Hold on. Scrolling. I wish there was an easier way. Oh, did I get this one? I didn't. I think I missed this one from Front Porch Picker. You changed your picture, I think. Okay, here's a dolphin. Dalton, don't move.
Super chat.
And then there's the one I saw. Caroline Gardner. Front Porch Picker and Caroline Gardner. Thank you very much. Give you a dolphin.
Super chat.
Okay, I'm scrolling back up.
I love the Dolphins.
Julian, you got to figure this out. Now that I know it's possible, you have to figure it out.
Clicking stuff, it doesn't work.
Okay. Girl Boss Flipper. When you opened your eBay store, does the name correspond with your YouTube and Instagram names?
Oh, no, mine does not. There's actually a different person who was in a local Facebook group who took my YouTube name and used it as their eBay store, which props to them. I mean,
Solid.
I guess it's a good business strategy there. But no, mine's actually a Sporkling 2011, which is my gamer tag and the year that I created my eBay account. So, that's my eBay username. And but no, I don't. I wish it did, but I don't.
Yeah. My eBay, yeah. My Harry Tornado was my gamer tag first, and then my Instagram, and then my YouTube channel, and then my eBay store.
He's a gamer.
It's not anymore. It's pretty. Everything is connected right now. Somebody did recently buy harrytornado.com, which I looked
Someone
at
did
it
the same with reselling.com.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I good for you. Like, if you think I have no desire for harrytornado.com, so whatever. But at least I know who owns it if I ever want it.
All mine are correlate now. They're all the same. Not when I started.
Mine are all the same too. Mine are. My eBay originally was not, and I changed that earlier this year. So now everything's the same. Go ahead, Josh.
Real quick. Here's like a spin-off of the question. Do you guys promote your YouTube channels to your eBay buyers?
No. I was, but I stopped, and not for any reason. Like I'm not worried they're gonna see it and get mad because like I work a lot. Like watch my videos and how long it takes me to find this stuff and list stuff. I just couldn't get in the habit of like throwing cards into boxes. It's just a matter of I don't have time.
Maybe I should. I'm gonna get a thumbnail and just put it at the bottom of every one of my listings. Like, check me out on YouTube.
I mean, I know people that do it and people that don't, and I don't think there's
like in the box, not in the eBay listing, right?
No, in my listing, it's going to be right below it.
The last picture in every listing is Ben's thumbnail. Check out my channel.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, if you got the
people say you shouldn't, but like our name's the same. So really, if they're pissed at us and they search my name for eBay, they're going to see my YouTube.
I think at that point, like with having the eBay first and promoting the YouTube from the eBay, I think a lot of people would be the type of people who think telling people you're a reseller is a bad thing, which it definitely is. And I tell everybody I'm a reseller.
I do too.
So
yeah, I do get the comments on videos that from people are like, "Remind me to never buy anything from your eBay store," because it's like we're just buying stuff for $1 and marking it up randomly. Has nothing to do with the current market value of the item.
No, absolutely nothing. Ben just randomly runs away. I guess we'll all answer and Ben will come back. As a fairly new YouTuber, what are you recommending to get more views and subscribers?
So I think if you were around earlier, I said there was the 3 Ps of reselling. I think there's also 3 Ps of YouTube. And I think there are a few outliers in terms of like successful YouTubers that don't fit this bill. But for the most part, a successful YouTuber is going to have a really good personality. It could be whatever it is, but it has to be good. I mean, there's people that do ASMR that just like whisper into the microphone the whole time. But there's just something about them that a large portion of their audience enjoys. So a good underlying personality. good production quality, like good camera, good audio. I think audio is probably more important than a good camera. And just like good editing, like fast paced. Don't have your videos be boring. Like, can't tell you how many reseller videos you click on and somebody's like way off into the background, like, hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you this Goodwill bins haul, and it's just going to be 38 minutes long of me going through this garbage bag and showing you t-shirt after t-shirt. And I think the days of those videos getting any type of significant traction is over. There's still people to watch those, but if you want to grow on YouTube, I would avoid things like that. And then the next piece is going to be pacing. So with your edits, just make sure your videos are fast paced. So personality, production quality, pacing. If you hit all three of those and just stay consistent, upload videos and actually enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy it, it's going to come off in your videos, even if you try to fake it. And just go from there. And I will add, YouTube's not for everybody. Like, if everybody could do YouTube, everybody would, because it's really fun and you can make a lot of money if you're good at it. But yeah, it's not for everybody.
And did you read it?
I read it. I just came in at the end of Josh's conversation there, but I definitely agree. I think production is important. You're pacing your videos. You don't want to be like sitting in your car and talking to your camera for like 5 minutes before you get to anything. You need a hook, something that, you know, will catch people. I think your content is going to speak for itself, and you really need to think about what it's saying. I also think that you need to do something that makes you a little different than other people. Like in the reselling niche, our niche is like really, really interesting because we're so kind of tunnel visioned into one perspective. There's only so many ways you can do something, but how you do that one thing can be abstracted into a million ways. Like, we're all going to thrift stores. How do you make a thrift store content different than someone else? Well, a few months ago, Josh did a 0 to X amount of money in 1 month challenge. It's a thrift store challenge, or a making money challenge that is a spin on thrifting. It makes it something different, something that people can engage in, and something that our viewers, while yes, they've seen thrifting content before, they haven't seen someone do a challenge like that before. So it's what made it interesting. You need to have your own little ideas and spurts, something that you can add to the community. You don't want to necessarily be replicating and beating a dead horse.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the fast-paced stuff, and I watch a lot of other YouTubers and stuff, and I like very fast-paced YouTube. If you talk, or like even me, if I talk for a long time and I bore myself when I'm editing, then I need to go ahead and chop that up, because I'm probably going to bore a lot more people.
Exactly.
So,
you know what's really interesting about that? Like, I do pretty fast-paced edits for mine, but some of my favorite resellers to watch are like Taco Stacks and Blue Bus Dave, who have like these like long, like they're just like these drawn-out clips, and it's just like day in the life type stuff, and I don't know why, but I'm drawn to it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think consistency too. Like, if you're gonna do one video a week, do one video a week. If you're gonna do two, do two. But do whatever number that is consistently. And like, being in the show and chats like this, that's how people get to know you. I started mine, like a lot of mine in Josh's chats. When Josh was letting random people come on, I was at the hospital and ran outside, and that's how I met Joey, Bada Bing, and a couple of other resellers I'm still friends with. We were all like, hey, like I went on Josh's live the day he met Joey. I don't know if Josh remembers that. Joey and I were on the same day. Like, Josh like put the link and let us all come in. So like, going into premieres and live shows like this, you're interacting, you're talking to people, people see your name. Like, obviously it's taking me an hour to get to a question. So if you're helpful and you're a reseller and you're answering them before I see it, you know, you're helping them and they see that too. So yeah. But I agree. Something's going to make you different and stand out in the sea of resellers.
So I want to do an asterisk on this. I get the question like in my DMs a lot, like, hey, do you think you could like be a full-time reseller without being a YouTuber? And this is like, I just think
that
it
could
fits
be a
in
better
here.
one.
That's what I'm going to say. I could put so much more time into reselling as opposed to YouTube if I didn't want to teach people. And the vast majority of resellers do not have a social media presence. Like, all of us have a social media presence because we choose to have one, because we like to teach, we like to create. It's just what we like to do. But I mean, even between the very few amount of people within our niche, there are only a few that have even above 1,000 subscribers. And it's something that you really have to like doing before you jump into it. If you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to succeed.
And like Josh said, people know if you aren't really liking what it's going to come across in the videos if you don't like what you're doing.
Yeah. Just be a normal human. Like,
yeah. Just be you. Midwest Mom says she sells on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. Mercari's on fire. eBay and Poshmark, not so much. eBay, she's made $671 in 90 days, but she's only been doing it for 31 days. Any tips? You can't just go inside.
So Mercari is a lot more user friendly. Like you can find, I think the search range is broader on Mercari, so that might be why you're doing better. I would suggest taking a look at your keywording on your titles and listings for your eBay and Poshmark side of things, because they tend to be more selective, I think, when showing people what they're looking for. So yeah, I'd say check out your keywording and your description. And eBay is really big on the description and the item specifics. If you're not utilizing those item specifics, you need to be, because Mercari doesn't require them.
I think it also depends on what you're selling. So like I talked about in my last video, we've had a pair of like Clark's like wedges, like Clark's shoes, women's wedges. Clark's is one of those brands that has a high retail value, but not a high resale value. And honestly, I was like, these aren't going to sell on eBay. I could put these on eBay for $15 plus shipping, and they're probably not going to sell, even with our YouTube exposure. So I listed them on Mercari, and they sold for like $21 plus shipping. We got them in the bins for like $2. And I think for like basic clothing items and things like that, like shirts and, Chaps, Ralph Lauren and Sperry's and things like that aren't going to sell well on eBay, I do think those items move better on Mercari and Poshmark.
Facebook Marketplace too.
Yeah,
I sell a lot of like my Harley shirts flew out of Facebook Marketplace, and they had been on eBay like 3 days. They hadn't been on eBay a long time when I cross posted, but like soon as they hit Facebook, they sold.
I think it's so underutilized. Facebook Marketplace is coming in hot, man. If you're not on it, you need to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
But and then Poshmark, if you're not sharing your closet like 3 times a day, you can't really expect any significant types of sales. People tell us all the time, like, you guys have only shared your closet 81 times this month. I'm like, you're lucky I did that, man.
That's more than me. 81, yeah. That's better than the 80. I mean, yeah, I do. The Mercari. I mean, I started cross-posting Mercari, and a lot of different items sold over there. Like, it was stuff that had been sitting on eBay. Most of it was clothing for me. I sold a lot of clothing on Mercari.
Yep.
Yeah. Just keep listing, though. Like, just keep listing with any of the platforms. The more you're listing, and if you're new 30 days in, the more you're listing, the more you're going to sell. So just keep listing. Do any of us know YouTube channels in Washington State? I don't think I do.
No.
Oh, wait, Cameron, Gravity Goods. Gravity Goods, I believe, is in Washington. Or maybe he's in Oregon. He's up in the west corner top.
I don't really pay attention to where people are.
I don't know anybody in that place.
No.
Naomi wants to know, Josh, if you're finding good things for Christmas presents.
Don't
spoil it.
Yeah, I have something for all of you.
Trick question. No.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done our Christmas shopping yet. So
what am I getting?
You're getting one of the paperweights from Julian.
There you go. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, and I'm giving you mine, Ben. So you're gonna have 2, one for all of your paper. You're not gonna have a sheet of paper in that house that isn't weighed down.
Yeah.
How expensive is it to start up a phone scale? So it depends on how expensive of a phone you want. Scale's only like $20. You can get free USPS shipping boxes, and bubble wrap is cheap. It doesn't cost a lot to start up, really. Like, use the phone you have. I did upgrade. I do upgrade my phone just because the cameras get better and better. But what do you guys think? I think you can start for under $50.
You can start for well under $50. I still take pictures on my phone. I needed to use my SLR. I have a nice camera. Why not use it? But I still use my phone. Shipping scale, you don't even need a scale if you're just starting out. You can use the post office's scale. shipping supplies, go get them for free. I mean, USPS has a ton of them. You can go dumpster diving for them. I mean, you can start out for basically nothing if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
Heck, you don't even need a phone.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think you probably do need a phone, or you need somewhere to take pictures. And most people, that's
okay, yeah,
phone.
you're right.
But yeah, I think as long as you have a phone, a scale is kind of iffy for me, because like, yeah, you can go to the post office, but if you go to the post office and do your shipping there, they're going to charge you full retail price, which is what your eBay buyers are paying, and eBay is also charging you the final value fee on the shipping. So every time
and
you
you
go to the
need
post
to know
office,
how much it weighs to list it.
Yeah. So I would, you can go to like Staples. Like if you are really desperate and you don't have money for a $20 scale, you can go to Staples and just bring all your stuff in a big wagon and just use their scale to see what it weighs. But just get a scale. You can get one for, I think ours is like $25. There's a cheaper one for like 18.
My first scale was a food weight scale.
Yeah.
I got it at a thrift store for like 99 cents.
Just something.
Oh yeah, look at the outside of a phone.
Yeah. Outside of a phone and probably a scale, I don't.
Internet.
Maybe a
you
printer.
Can get everything else for free, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think phone scale, printer are the first two things.
Yeah, printer would be your next cost. You don't want to be printing out your labels, or taping them on.
Yeah.
Julian.
Yeah. Well, I got the diamond now. My biggest thing would definitely be a decent phone, which you most likely have, and definitely a scale. Yeah, that's because you need to know the weight of things, especially starting out. I do this a lot now. 2 pounds, but in the beginning. Not so much.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah. Julian, are those Santas?
They are Santas. Yes, I answered right there.
For some reason, we always get asked if there's a printer, a scale that connects to your computer. And the first time I got asked that question, I was like, "What? That's such a small thing. Like, just so you don't have to type in the weight." But we get asked all the time, like once every couple weeks.
Really?
Like, do you guys have a scale that connects to your computer so you don't have to type in the weight? I'm like, you just look at the
like
scale.
Like for the shipping?
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't even register automatically, would it?
I'm like, what? How much time does that even save? Like, just type in the number. But no, they don't make scales that connect to your computer.
I don't know that I've heard. Laura wants to know our thoughts of the IRS looking at our purchases of 600 or more. So I regularly spend. They can look all they want. I spend thousands of dollars at auctions. I rarely have one under 1,000. That's my business cost. Then they know I'm spending money on my business. I don't care.
I don't care if they want to see that I'm spending thousands at TJ Maxx. Go for it. If they want to see I'm spending thousands at the pool supply store, I don't care.
Yeah, I love it. I personally think like taking the threshold from the eBay reporting your income from 20,600 is great, because it's going to cut down on a lot of low quality sellers that are trying to undercut the market. They're trying to fly under the radar with taxes. If they're trying to avoid taxes, what else are they avoiding? They're probably selling bad products on eBay. They're probably not giving good customer service. And they're giving resellers a bad name. So I love it. It's the only people that are going to be mad about this, other than this nice person, obviously. Some people just don't like their privacy, but most people that are upset about this probably are avoiding income taxes and
they don't want to
taxes, which is illegal. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they can look at it anyway if they audit me, so it's the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mark, OG and Z, my other mod, Mark and Richard are my two main moderators in the chat. Thank you to both of you guys for always helping me out. I appreciate you both. Yeah. And then they give me super chats on top of it, which you really do not have to do. I should be like paying you. You shouldn't be like giving me extra money. But Mark wants to know, what percent do you say YouTube compared to reselling? Like if you had to like say 50-50 YouTube reselling, or what percent would you say you're spending on both things?
What I'm currently spending, or what I would like to spend?
Currently. Oh.
So currently, I put a lot more time into reselling, but I also put a decent amount in towards my videos. I think so. I do 2 videos a week, and on average, it takes me, I would say probably on average, I'll say 3 to 4 hours to edit a video. If it's a shorter video, it'll be shorter. If there's not a lot of edits, if there's one I'm doing music to and actually like hardcore going into it, it could take up to like 6 to 7 hours if I really wanted to. It just all depends. Same with the reselling. If I picked up a lot of stuff that week, it's going to take me a lot more time to list it. But I definitely say I spend more time on my reselling than YouTube.
Yeah. Quickly off topic. Someone in the chat, Catherine Fell, says you pay taxes when you buy and you have to pay taxes again on a used item. Yes, because there's a difference between sales tax on an item and income tax on your profit. You can go to a store, buy something for $50, pay sales tax on it of like 6, 7, 8, 10%, whatever it is. Then if you sell it for $100, you have a profit of like $48, $49, which you will then owe technically self-employment taxes and income taxes on that, both state and federal in most cases. So there's a difference between sales tax and income tax.
Yeah, another little asterisk on that
reseller
certificate. Yep.
You cannot
you need
pay
a reseller certificate to avoid.
Yeah, like I don't pay tax on all the stuff at auction. I haven't went as far at the thrift stores to be like, I don't want to pay this $2 in tax.
Thrift stores don't represent, or what do you call it? Honor
Goodwill does, I heard. Goodwill will give you an account.
I've never tried, but I
tax.
know still not a lot of them.
Our Goodwills in South Carolina don't charge sales tax.
They don't charge sales. Yep.
Yeah, most of my like nonprofits don't charge it here either. So most of the ones I go, there are a couple that do, but most of them do not. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Josh.
Sorry, back to the deal. My man hours are heavily YouTube. Heavily. We do 3 videos a week. I edit all of our videos. My pretty much entire day today was spent filming and editing the video that we posted today. And then once the video was premiered, I sat through the premiere 30 minutes, whatever it was, and then I responded to comments for like 2 hours. Yeah. I haven't done any reselling today. Now that my wife joins me, she kind of does most of the reselling stuff. She's doing all the cleaning, listing, pretty much all the listing. I probably list like 20 to 30 things a week, and everything else she does. We do ship together. We have 2-day handling, so we ship every 2 days now. But yeah, I'm probably doing at least 40 hours a week just with YouTube right now. So I'm probably working like 55 hours a week. So like 40 with YouTube and like 15 with reselling. But that's just us. And that's just what works for us.
That's awesome. Your channel's been doing really good growth lately too. Congrats on that, man. Like,
yeah, it's been.
Give me a high five right here.
It's so awkward.
Yeah,
we've been super blessed, man. It's been a nice period of growth, and I'm just trying to like keep the flow going. And maintaining 3 videos a week is just tough. You know,
you got it, man. You're killing it.
Appreciate that.
This week I have done basically 0 YouTube because I did a lot of YouTube last week and I dropped like every other day. So I do like these bulk big edits when I go out yard sale, and I can get all that stuff like edited and everything, and it kind of like goes out. But this week, for the last like 3 days, I've done 0 YouTube, all reselling, but it's usually like 70% eBay reselling and 30% YouTube, which is still a ton of hours. Like that's 70% of YouTube is a ton of hours. I mean, eBay, and then 30% of YouTube is still a ton of hours. Work a lot.
Yeah, I'm probably like 50-50 at this point because I have my channel membership, so I do extra lives for that. But the thing is, when we're doing YouTube, like when I'm recording, I'm sourcing, so that's kind of reselling and YouTube. You know, it's kind of multi.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
But I'm probably like 50-50, and I have my niece listing, so I went from like doing 20 to 30 listings a day to I do 10 because I know my niece comes and lists for me 3 times a week, so that helps me out, and I just pay her $2 a listing to list. I need to give Mark his Dolphin, and then we gotta go through as many questions as we can in the last 10 minutes.
Fast.
It's time for rapid fire. Look, Ben knows what's going on.
I got you.
All right, Mark, here's your Dolphin.
Super chat.
All right. Have you guys ever shopped from a random chat person's store like Joey and Drew do on a live?
I have not.
I have only when I was in Drew and Joey's live, and I didn't really like it. I don't know. I'd rather just give somebody like PayPal money rather than buy an item.
The only live I do is this one. So no. We've never done it.
I have not, but I do post when I want something, especially something expensive, and see if anybody on my Instagram has it. Julian, would you have my hairdresser dye your beard?
Absolutely, and I want that tinsel in here at 100%.
Gotta get the tinsel. Gotta have the tinsel.
Look good.
Hold on. We answered too fast.
Come on, fast.
Does anyone shut their ching off at night so they can sleep?
No. It helps me sleep.
I like being startled by profit.
I'm not gonna lie, mine hasn't worked in like 7 months.
Julian, did you answer and I missed it?
Yes.
Yep.
I answered
okay, sorry. No, I'm good with hearing my cha-ching all night. I'm good with that. Josh, what made you convert to an S corp?
Great question. If you have any self-employment business as a regular LLC, sole proprietor, or an LLC, and you are around like the $35,000 to $40,000 a year, like in actual profit, like taxable income for the year, it'll probably make sense for you to make the switch to S corp. Basically, when you switch to S corp, you can pay yourself a reasonable salary, and the amount that you pay yourself in salary, you pay your regular taxes like a W-2 employee, and then the rest of that money is not subject to self-employment tax, which is like 15.4%, I think. So in theory, all of the money that's not part of your salary, you save 15% on. So if you make, 150 grand a year and you pay yourself 50, you save 15% of 100 grand. If that's your profits, that'd be $15,000. So definitely look at that. Again, there's extra costs that come along with an S corp. So generally the break-even point when you start seeing actual savings for the work is about, say, 40 grand a year. So if you're making 40 grand a year in profit, talk to your CPA about forming an S corp.
And just as a little asterisk to that, if you have an LLC like I do, you can be taxed as an S corp, but still be classified as an LLC.
Yeah, that's what we do. I think it's called like an election. Like we're an LLC electing to file as an S corp.
An S corp. How long have you been reselling, and when did you add YouTube into the mix?
I've been reselling part-time for a long time. I don't even know how long. Full-time, I've been reselling full-time now for 4 or 5 years, something like that. 3, 4 years.
Yep.
5 years.
I have been YouTubing since September of 2018, and I didn't start reselling until like January 2019. And I've been a full-time reseller / YouTuber since August of 2019. 19.
I'm coming up on my second year full-time in reselling, and I actually started like at that point. And then YouTube, I think I'm at like a year and 6 months. So 6 months later, I started a YouTube channel.
I don't even know when I started.
This time have been reselling for about 2.5 years. I've resold off and on since 1999, but this time 2.5 years. And I started my YouTube about 6 months into that with the encouragement of Matt at Part-Time Pickers telling me I should start a channel. So, and here I am. So about 6 months into my reselling this time, I started it. Ben, when buying, I don't know if you answered this in chat. When buying at retail, are you paying sales tax on your purchases?
It depends on where I'm buying it from. The majority of stuff, I have a reseller certificate, but some places don't accept it.
Margaret said I need to stop saying I'm cheap. I'm smart and cheap. I'm not opposed. I guess I could say frugal. Like I'm cheap. Like I'm cheap. Except when it comes to my accountant, I will pay him what he deserves. That's like the one thing I'm not. Don't skimp. Like if you find a good accountant and bookkeeper.
We pay our bookkeeper $50 an hour.
We got this.
Yeah. I pay mine, and he hasn't raised it on me. I'm very happy with that. I pay $175 a month for bookkeeping and my accountant, but I pay extra for tax filing, like the annual. And I wouldn't change that. Richard wants to know if anyone does inventory checks and verify like that items are in the right location.
No, once I've listed, it's out of mind.
Yeah. Occasionally, if I'm going through like pulling orders and I'm like, I haven't seen that thing in a while. Like I'm sending offers, I haven't seen in my store. I'll check for it. But usually I do that like once every 3 months. And oftentimes you'll find like 10 to 15 things that are just not listed and you still have them for some reason.
Yeah, I've actually found that too. Like I have found things that I've had, I know I listed and they're unlisted for some reason, and then I just relist them again. But I do not do that regularly.
They can't see you on that side. He's over on the wrong side waving.
Don's like,
I do not, but I'm like Josh, like if I see something in a bin and I'm like, that should have sold by now, I'll look up and see, and if it fell off, then I'll pull it and bring it back, like with the stuff that sold, to list it again. Mick Jodo, what did your guest do prior to reselling?
I was in the Army, and then I was in college, and then I taught, and now I resell. And I did reselling part-time through all that. I was also a zipline instructor.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's fancy.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of jobs. Recently, before reselling, I was an insurance sales agent, and then I became an insurance underwriter, and then I was laid off abruptly, and then I became a full-time reseller and YouTuber.
I was a cop.
Were you
I was
really?
the police. 10 years.
Look at you. Damn.
And you guys know I'm a nurse, and before I was a nurse, I was a professional photographer for 8 years. So, all right, we're gonna answer like 2 more, guys, and I'm still 45 minutes behind. We are not getting through all the questions tonight.
We got this.
We will
Let's go.
do a Dolphin in a minute. Yes, in a minute. Shh, shh. Okay, Darcy wants to know, she just won her first lot on Hybid. How do you pay? So on Hybid, some of the auction companies will automatically charge your credit card on file, and some of them won't. So they'll send you an invoice, and if it says paid, they already ran your card. But some of them have like external sites that you have to click on to pay. So I would just look at your bank account. If it hasn't come out, I would call them. Dale, he was not, but he does take pictures with that phone, and he is over by the photo booth. He had to plug it in because his phone was dying, but he knows how to use Bazaart and everything. He can take the background away. He can add whatever color you want to the back of it at 3. So he knows how to do all of the stuff. He amazes me at some of the stuff that he knows how to do. Oh, wait, hold on. Look, one more question, and I can't find one. Hold on. I'm sure there's a lot. I see people have several stores. Are you going to have am I going to have a separate store for the really high-end items, and does anybody else, and why? I'll let you guys answer. We'll go in regular order.
I have separate store. I technically have 3 stores. I have my main eBay store. I have the one that I use when I travel, and that was down in South Carolina. And then I have one for replenishables and RA that I don't share on YouTube because that creates direct competition.
I just have one eBay store.
I just have one eBay store.
I am not going to start a new store for my high-end items. I have some sculptures worth over 3,000 on my store right now.
Get it.
So I'm not gonna make a different one. I did have a second store, and it just caused too much chaos for me because I would forget to sign in, and then something will have sold like a week ago, and I like didn't sign in and check that account, and because you can't put 2 stores on your phone, so I would like forget and I wouldn't know stuff sold, and I ended up closing it down. All right, I think that is the end of the questions, guys, because we are running a little bit over. I have to be up at 5 a.m. I work 12 hours the next 2 days. So,
ooh, girl.
No,
Yeah.
that's early.
but then I'm off a week, and I'm going to a giant antique and flea market, so it's okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
There you go.
We will survive. Would you like to come say bye? Yes. Okay. Tell them bye. Somebody said they want a blow kiss. Don't show them a nut or bolt, whatever that thing's called. Can you give them look at the camera? Give them a blow kiss.
It's pretty good.
The good one.
It's like 50-50 whether or not he'll do it. You guys don't know what I edit out to get like the cute one at the end. But he yeah, there you go. All right. I'm gonna let the guys say goodbye. And if you guys have anything coming up, let them know. Everybody's links are down in the description. And I know Richard and Mark have been dropping links as well. This kid's very hyper for 10 o'clock at night. Okay, Ben, tell everybody bye.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. If any of you guys have any burning questions that really need answered, my inbox is always open on Instagram. But if you haven't checked out my channel, go check it out. It's Ready, Set, Resell here on YouTube.
Perfect. Josh?
Thank you guys so much for being here. This was super fun. If you ever have any reselling questions, Ben's inbox is always open. And check out the channel. We love you so much.
And congrats again, Julian, on hitting 10K. That is awesome. I don't hold on. I'm gonna hold you guys up for like 30 seconds because never mind. I don't know who's gonna be on next week. I'll figure it out. We will see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you.